William Hill sponsors Bellew vs Hay 2 on Sky Sports Box Office.
Wingy Boxing, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here with BCB's Head of Media, Dan Mole. Talk to me about the event.
What a cracker.
Neutral ground.
Yeah, what an absolute cracker. Great undercard, a number of our local fighters on the card, the likes of Tyler Denny, Midlands area middleweight champion, and Kane Baker, serving up good appetisers for a main event. Wingy, what an absolute cracker of a main event that was. A wonderful fight over 12 rounds for the Lord Lonsdale belt, and yeah, fans certainly got value for money in there tonight.
The atmosphere, I mean, there's many things that stick into my head, but the atmosphere was absolutely mega. Like, for like a small hole, they were rocking, and it was a good atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah, electric. The last time we've had it like that was when Jason actually fought Frankie Gavin for the British title a number of years ago, and Martin Gethin lifted the British title, so it was wonderful to see. It's a great venue, you've seen it yourself, it's the Midlands version of York Hall. It's a great venue, and all those boxes.
That's what I was thinking. Sorry to interrupt you, but I was thinking about the York Hall feel when I was
yeah, brilliant atmosphere in there, and credit to Tommy Langford, he's a good champion, but we just felt that this was the right fight for Jason Wellborn. It was his time. He lost at welterweight to Frankie Gavin, he lost at light middle to Liam Smith. Now he's a full-time boxer. He's training day in, day out, thanks to his sponsors, the likes of Amphion Construction and Alliance Scaffolding, and he put in on a really good performance. And yes, it was close, but I had Jason Wellborn winning that fight. Yes, I'm going to be slightly biased, but genuinely, Jason Wellborn won tonight. He really did, and for us to say that we've got a British champion, he's unbelievable. Really, really pleased.
We'll talk a bit more about Jason in a minute. What do you think happens to Tommy now? Where do you think Tommy goes?
Tommy can come back from this. He can certainly come back from this. He's a really good boxer. Tonight just wasn't his night. Let's be honest. Did he fight the wrong fight? Possibly. When he moved his feet in those middle rounds, and he's got fast hands. At one stage, it looked like Jason had had that opportunity. He rocked him in the second, won the third and fourth and fifth. 6, 7, 8 and 9 looked like being Tommy's, but then Jason just found that gear and stood on his chest and just got the win. So Tommy can come again. He's a lovely bloke as well, and obviously there's the rematch, and I think everybody would like to see that again. And if you get this place rocking again, you get them two dancing around Walsall Town Hall with that atmosphere, you'll even come yourself, won't you, mate?
Oh, well, it was one of those ones where you sort of think Wellborn's going to be pressuring, you know, Tommy Langford's going to be sort of on the jab at distance, but he got involved. And it was a proper tear-up. It was really good. Also, like I said to Jason when I was interviewing him, I think a lot of that was the atmosphere. You know, it lifted him, because there was one point in the interview I said he sort of stopped and just looked around at everybody when Tommy was being spoken to by Terry O'Connor, and he said it lifted him. And
the crowd played a massive part in there tonight. It was a wonderful atmosphere, created by both sets of fans, and it went off without any problems, and that's a credit to the fans of the Black Country. There was 1,200 fans in a capacity town hall tonight. It was a great atmosphere, and Wellborn's fans just giving that little bit of edge that he might have needed, and he just got over the line. Wingy just got over the line, and fully deserved it, and to say that we've got a British champion in the stable now is wonderful for BCB.
So, BCB, talk to me about the inception. Where did it begin? And
many years ago. Yeah, I mean, many years ago. Errol Johnson's the mastermind behind all of it. He just doesn't like the camera, so they shoved the short, balding, chubby guy in front of it. I get a load of abuse off the IFL followers, but they're still talking about me, so that's important. So it started a long time ago with Errol, and then I've been involved for about 4 or 5 years, and with Paul Mann, who's our head trainer. And then about 14 months ago, we put the business together as BCB Promotions, and we've had a wonderful 14 months so far. We had our first arena show 2 months ago. We've got a British champion now, so our stable's growing. The likes of Zach Parker, who's took part in the World Boxing Super Series, Lennox Clark will fight for an English title, we've got Carl Williams fighting for an English title, so we've got a really good stable. We're really busy, one of the busiest promoters in the country, and we look at what the big guys do, the Eddie Hearns and the Frank Warrens, and we try and mirror that on a smaller scale, because we've got smaller budgets, and you've seen what the production value that we put out
kind
tonight,
of atmosphere,
and that's what we're trying to create. They're the best, we want to be the best, and we know our limitations, but at the same time you reach for the sky and hope you reach the stars.
What is it like getting into the promotion game? Because a lot of promoters I've spoken to on a sort of smaller level, some of them would say don't bother. Is it that difficult?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, as I say, Errol's the promoter. The business is owned by myself, Errol and Paul, so I'm merely a shareholder in BCB, but I work very closely with Errol, and yeah, it's a tough game. It really is. It's a small hall, but you look at the likes of Errol and Steffi Ball and Carl Greaves, all have got British champions with no television. What an achievement that is.
Yeah,
the three small hall promoters, Carl Greaves, Errol Johnson, Steffi Ball, to all have British champions, and that tells you the calibre of these men that are in the game, that are propping the sport up week in, week out. Is it difficult? Yeah. I sometimes say to Errol, I've never worked so hard to lose money. And that's probably my mantra for boxing. I never worked this hard to lose money.
But the passion, because you enjoy it, yeah.
Nights like tonight, it's what it's for.
So you're getting into it yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the commentary and everyone's caning me saying, how biased is he? I'm thinking he's my guy, do you know what I mean? I've watched Jason come all the way through, I've seen the heartache, I've been there when he's lost those British titles, when he's took them on short notice. Today he had a proper camp, thanks to the likes of Anfield Construction and Alliance Scaffolding, thanks to our sponsors. He's had a full camp and he's proved that he's good enough to be a British champion. And whatever happens from now, you can't take that away from him.
Can I just get your thoughts on a few other topics in boxing just quickly? We mentioned other promoters, obviously don't talk too much about other promoters, but what are your thoughts on this whole Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua 50 million offer? Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think it's genuine?
I think that when you're a shareholder in BCB, that 50 million just seems like, you know, we're not anywhere near that. So for me to be talking about that would be unfair.
Just getting your opinions as a fan of the sport.
Yeah, as a fan, no, I don't think it's real, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think that the best promoter, the guy that we look at and think, wow, this guy knows exactly what he's doing, and who would you want to plot your career, would be Eddie Hearn. So if Eddie Hearn doesn't think that it's correct, then I'll back him 100%.
And how would you see the Joshua Wilder fight going as a boxing fan?
I think that Joshua beats him. I think that, Deontay Wilder's got power, but I think he's very, very wild. And I think that Anthony Joshua will break him down.
And when's the next Black Country boxing event? Any ideas?
Yeah, 9th of June is our next big one at Wolverhampton. We're moving to the Starworks. Kyle Williams takes on Thomas Esamba for the English titles. That's a really big fight for us. Kyle's a very good boxer. He beat Jordan Turner for the Midlands area at the Genting Arena 2 months ago. He's a very, very good boxer, and because he's at the lighter weights, his opportunities come a little bit quicker than the likes of a Jason Wellborn, a Zach Parker or a Lennox Clark. So Kyle's going to top that bill in his hometown. That's what we're trying to do, bring good quality fights for good quality titles to the Black Country, build our brand here, and then obviously expand as we go.
Well, thank you for speaking to IFL TV. Like you mentioned about the comments, they're going to tear you apart for Eddie Hearn. They tear me apart, that's why I hide behind the camera.
No, thanks for coming in. Genuinely, you like to yourself and James Held have been great, and to have IFL TV here just raises our profile. So I'll take the odd comment about me having no hair, I know that. I'm holding on to it a little bit, maybe I'm not, who cares? Well, I'm not a British champion, that's what I'm bothered about.
Well, I'd love to come to the next one, I really enjoyed it.
Top man.
Thank you for speaking to Wingy Boxing, IFL TV, and where can people go to...
Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at BCB_boxing, on Instagram, BCB_boxing. Check out our website, bcb-promotions.com. And one thing we're always after is sponsors, so get on board.
Dan, Head of Media at BCB Boxing, thank you very much for speaking to Wingy Boxing and IFL TV.
Top man.
Hill sponsors Bellew versus Hay 2 on Sky Sports Box Office.